They didn't just break the mold, they shattered it. From K-pop stages to fashion runways, these 5 LGBTQ+ stars didn't ask for permission. They owned their truth, in a region where silence was once survival. In 2025, they're not just coming out, they're coming for the crown. Here are the 5 most beloved gay icons of Asia, rewriting fame on their own terms. And trust us, number 1 will leave you speechless. Bane was always meant for the spotlight. Born in Seoul, he grew up dreaming big, with a voice that could silence a room and moves that lit up every stage he stepped on. When he debuted with the K-pop group Just B, fans instantly fell for his fierce charisma and undeniable star power. He wasn't just another idol, he was magnetic. But behind the perfect image and polished performances, Bane carried a secret that would one day redefine who he was to the world. In April 2025, under the bright lights of a Los Angeles stage, Bane did something no one saw coming. He came out as gay. In front of thousands of fans, he paused, took a deep breath, and said, "I'm proud to be part of the LGBTQ+ community." The crowd erupted. For a K-pop idol to come out publicly, while still active, was unheard of. But Bane didn't just speak for himself. He spoke for every fan who had ever felt unseen, every artist told to stay silent. In that moment, Bane became more than an idol. He became a symbol of truth. Since then, Bane's story has resonated far beyond Korea. He's become a global icon for queer visibility, showing that vulnerability is power and authenticity is the future. Fans around the world praise him not just for his music, but for his courage. In an industry that often chooses image over honesty, Bane chose both. And in doing so, he opened a door for others to follow. In 2025, Bane isn't just breaking records, he's breaking barriers, and his story is only just beginning. Before she became a global icon, Lauren Tran was just a girl with a dream to see people like her reflected in the fashion world. Born in Canada to a Chinese father and a Middle Eastern mother, Lauren's identity was already layered with complexity. As a plus-size model and a woman of color, she fought her way into an industry that often told her she didn't belong. But she refused to shrink herself. With elegance, intellect, and unshakable confidence, Lauren broke down barriers, one photo shoot at a time. She didn't just walk the runway, she changed what it meant to belong on it. In 2025, Lauren Tran made history, not just as a model, but as a movement. She became the first openly lesbian woman to appear solo on the cover of Sports Illustrated Swimsuit, a magazine once reserved for a narrow, outdated definition of beauty. But this wasn't just a cover story, it was a declaration. She proudly claimed her space as a queer woman, a fashion innovator, and a symbol of inclusivity. Through interviews and activism, Lauren spoke candidly about the challenges of coming out in a world that still places limits on women's bodies and their love. But she didn't ask for permission. She took her place, and the world followed. Today, Lauren is more than a model. She's a founder, a fighter, and a face for change. As the creator of Henning, a fashion line designed for plus-size professionals, she's reshaping what empowerment looks like, not just in photos, but in people's lives. Her story inspires not because it's perfect, but because it's real. It's about the courage to say, "This is who I am, and I am enough." In an industry built on image, Lauren Tran showed us the power of authenticity. And in 2025, she's not just walking, she's leading the march toward a more inclusive, fearless future. Kelly Marie Tran didn't just enter Hollywood, she kicked the door down. Born to Vietnamese immigrant parents in San Diego, she carried the hopes of an entire generation when she became the first Southeast Asian woman to star in Star Wars. But behind the glowing lightsabers and red carpets was a woman constantly battling racism, bullying, and the weight of being the first. Kelly's rise was more than just a career move. It was a cultural shift. She wasn't there to play by Hollywood's rules, she came to rewrite them. In 2025, Kelly Marie Tran did something even braver than taking on the First Order. She came out as a proud lesbian. It wasn't through a headline or a viral tweet. It was quiet, honest, real. In an interview tied to her lead role in the queer-led remake of The Wedding Banquet, Kelly opened up about her sexuality for the first time, saying, "I'm done hiding, and I want other girls who look like me to know they don't have to either." The moment rippled across the industry. Fans celebrated, critics applauded, and suddenly, queer Asian representation had a bold new face, and it was hers. Kelly didn't ask to be a symbol, but in living her truth, she became one. Not just for the LGBTQ+ community, but for every child of immigrants who was told they couldn't, for every queer woman who never saw herself on screen. Today, she's more than an actress. She's a storyteller, a trailblazer, and a reminder that real heroes don't wear capes. They speak up, stand tall, and show the world who they really are. And Kelly, she's just getting started. Edison Fan didn't set out to become a queer icon. He just wanted to live his truth. Born in China and raised in New Zealand, Edison started out as a fitness model with striking looks and a quiet confidence that drew people in. His Instagram, a mix of shirtless workouts and personal reflections, quickly gained traction, earning him hundreds of thousands of followers. But it wasn't just the abs that kept fans coming back. There was something deeper, a softness, a sincerity, that made him stand out in a sea of perfect faces. He wasn't just showing off his body. He was inviting the world to see who he really was. Unlike many influencers who stay vague about their identity, Edison came out proudly and publicly. He wasn't interested in playing games or staying in the shadows. In a region where being openly gay can still cost you brand deals, opportunities, even safety, he used his platform to speak honestly about his journey. He talked about love, loneliness, and the strength it takes to be real in a world that expects you to fake it. His posts resonated, especially with young queer Asians who had never seen someone like him talk so openly, so freely. Edison didn't just come out. He stood tall. In 2025, Edison is more than just an influencer. He's a movement. With over 1 million fans across platforms, he's using his voice to push for representation, mental health awareness, and LGBTQ+ rights in Asia. He collaborates with queer artists, speaks at pride events, and proves you don't need to be a pop star or actor to make an impact. You just need to be brave. Edison Fan may have started with selfies and gym routines, but today, he's giving visibility, hope, and pride to a generation that needs it most. And he's doing it one honest post at a time. PP Krit isn't just a name, he's a force. Born Krit Amnoy Dechkorn, he grew up in Bangkok with a heart full of music and a flair for the dramatic. By the time he hit the spotlight, he wasn't just performing, he was captivating. His breakout role in I Told Sunset About You didn't just make waves, it caused a tidal shift. The raw vulnerability he brought to screen felt real because it was. PP wasn't playing a character, he was showing the world parts of himself. And audiences? They didn't just watch, they connected. By 2023, PP Krit had become more than a rising star. He was a fashion icon, a voice of a generation, and the first ever Thai face of Balenciaga. But beneath the glamour was something deeper. Honesty. While many played it safe, he lived out loud, embracing his queer identity with quiet confidence. He never made a big announcement, he didn't need to. Everything about the way he carried himself said it all. He made queerness visible, without ever turning it into a headline. In Thailand's conservative entertainment industry, that wasn't just bold, it was groundbreaking. PP Krit isn't just famous, he's meaningful. To young queer fans across Asia, he's proof that you don't have to choose between who you are and who you want to be. His presence on stage, on screen, and in the fashion world is a living statement that queerness is beautiful, marketable, and powerful. He doesn't preach. He doesn't pose, he just is. And that's exactly what makes him iconic. In 2025, PP Krit is more than a star. He's a mirror for every queer kid who dares to dream. and a reminder that authenticity always shines brighter than any spotlight.